Hello and welcome to Euphoria. In this video we'll be continuing the series on the design and build of a Lego modular building. This is going to be the town hall for my Lego city and have an important place right on the main square in the centre of the city. Today we'll be finally looking at the build phase and making a start on the build of this MOC. Before we start on the construction, let's just have a quick look at the main features of this building. It's going to be a straight modular building. That means it needs to follow the modular building standards and be able to connect to a modular building at each side. The building will be quite large. It will be 64 studs wide and have a semi-basement and 3 full stories, as well as a roof, and be surmounted by a clock and a carillon. The town hall is quite traditional in style, with a stone pediment, brick walls and a sloping roof. The building will have an impressive portico at the front, leading to the entrance on the ground or main floor of the building. A stairwell at the back provides access to the other floors. In the design videos, we not only designed the structure of the building, but we also designed the interior layout. Then in the final part of the design, we added the fixtures and fittings for the interior and selected the minifigs we're going to use to populate the building. All the videos describing the development of the concept and design for this MOC are available on this channel. Check them out if you're interested. There are links to the videos in the card above and in the description below. Now we're in the build phase for this MOC. The first part of the build phase was the procurement of all the parts we need and the preparation for the build itself. I've completed the procurement phase, so now we have all the parts needed to build this MOC. There are nearly 5,000 parts needed for this building. As it's so large, we're going to build this MOC across several videos so that the build video doesn't get too long and to keep you up to date as things progress in the build. In this first video, we're going to lay out the foundations of the building on the base plates and make the semi-basement level of the building. So now let's make a start on the build for this MOC and we'll see how the design works out in practice. We're starting this MOC with two 32 by 32 stud base plates, making this modular building 64 studs wide. That will make it the size of two standard modular buildings and wider than the assembly square set or even the new museum set. I did try laying out the footprint of the building during the design stages to get an idea of the size of the building. Here I'm laying out the footprint of the building on the base plates, and you can get an impression, even from the first layout of the footprint, of the size of this MOC. In effect, it's like a very long, straight modular building, so we're including the modular connection points at the sides of the building. Firstly, I'm just doing the first layer of bricks to make sure I've laid everything out correctly before I put down the tiling on the base plate. The foundation for the portico on the front of the building sticks out beyond the front of the base plate, and it will encroach slightly onto the main plaza in front of the building. So during the build I'm going to use a small base plate that's 8 by 16 studs to support the front of the portico. It would be possible to make a shallower version of this portico that fits on the base plate, and we could do that using some different arches at the side if we decided that we don't like it sticking out so much. I'm tiling the pavement or sidewalk area in front of the building with dark bluish grey tiles representing paving slabs. I'm including some jumper plates with a stud to provide anchor points for minifigs. Along the front edge of the pavement I'm putting the same light bluish grey tiles that most modular buildings normally have as a kind of curb edge to the pavement. This is the same as my extended brick bank modular building, which used to sit facing the main plaza. But when I integrate the town hall into the main plaza, I may remove this light bluish grey curb so that it all fits together more seamlessly. I'll also integrate the pattern of paving in the plaza with this bit where the portico sticks out. So that's the pavement done. There are some other details like the lampposts and bollards that I'll add in later. This building has a lower ground or semi-basement level. This is the kind of basement that's half below ground and half above ground, so that it can have some windows. The semi-basement level is only 3 bricks high. It isn't possible to make the full semi-basement, as that would require building below the ground level, which is represented by the base plate. At the front of the building is the pediment for the portico, which leads to the main entrance. There are steps on each side of the portico up to a level here. This is the level of the main entrance to the building. The main entrance doors will go here, and behind that is the entrance hall or main lobby. The level of the portico, main entrance and the entrance hall is slightly lower than the rest of the main floor, so I'm building this intermediate floor level for the entrance hall. There will be a couple of shallow steps up to what will be the main ground floor level of the building. I'm including the effect of a red carpet leading up from the portico through the main entrance and into the entrance hall. The red carpet goes up these small steps into this side of the building, which will be one of the main function rooms in the building. These steps lead to this side of the building, and these steps lead to the rear entrance and the stairwell at the back of the building. Inside this semi-basement level are some internal walls to divide the space and support the main floor level above, with archways to connect the different spaces inside. At the back is the rear entrance to the building, with steps leading up to the main or ground floor. The steps down to the semi-basement or lower ground level would go down under here. The walls of this level are finished off with a tiling layer, which will allow me to add and remove the next level of the building, which will be the main or ground floor. I will add a few fixtures into this semi-basement level. The semi-basement will be used as storage or archive space for some heating and plumbing equipment, a janitor's room and a garbage room. I'm not adding too much, as it's only a few bricks high, so I can't fit too much in here. I'm just adding these in one of the wings here, which are a representation of part of the heating and ventilation system. And I'm adding these into the other wing to represent the water and plumbing system. I made a couple of shelves to put into this storage or archive area in the basement, as well as one or two other items, such as spare parts that might be stored down here. And at the suggestion of one of my subscribers, I'll put the top half of a minifig in the room here, which should be visible through the front windows to give the impression that this is a full depth basement level. I'll just add the front entrance doors and the rear entrance door, which might look a bit odd at the moment, but they will integrate with the next level of the building. So now we've just about finished building the foundations and the semi-basement level for the town hall. So far this build has gone pretty much according to the design. There were a couple of places where I made minor changes. These were corrections really, arising from issues caused by previous changes, such as changing the footprint of the building during the detailed design. But these were minor issues and have been easy to fix, and I'm very happy with the way things are going. There's been a lot of grey so far in this build, but when we move up to the next part of the building, things should get a bit more interesting. This is quite a large MOC, and we still have another 3 floors and the roof to build. So as I said, I'm going to complete this build across several videos because it's too large to do all in one go, and I want to show you how things are progressing with the build. So we'll take a break here and continue the build of this MOC in the next video. Join me in the next episode of this series, in which we'll be building the main or ground floor of this town hall MOC. I hope you enjoyed watching the build of this part of the MOC. Thanks for your interaction with the channel. If you have any comments or questions, just let me know in the comments section below. Don't forget to support the channel by hitting the like button and hit the bell button to be notified of new videos, and subscribe to the channel to see more about my MOCs, other builds and ideas, and updates on my LEGO City.